What's going on, guys? Kentucky here, and welcome back to a brand new cryptocurrency video. So today, before we get into the subject of the day, it's going to go over the market sitting at the moment. Right now, market cap sitting at $136 billion with a 24-hour volume sitting at $14 billion. Our Bitcoin dominance right now sitting at 53.7%, and our market isn't really doing much today. As you can see, the market did go down and then recovered right away, and then saw basically a sideways movement, and we are still seeing the same thing right now. Now, the only biggest gainers right now in the top 10 is Cardano, up around 2%, and Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV, which really are really unstable at the moment. Bitcoin Cash right now up 1%, and Bitcoin SV right now up 6.25%. Now, the rest of the market isn't doing, like I said, too bad. So most of these coins are only down like less than 1%. When we go big down, we can pick and choose basically like 2%, something like that. But at the end of the day, the market is basically just not really moving at all. You know, one of the biggest ones, I guess, in the top 100 is like 14% here, which is Waves, which I have no idea what is. We have Komodo 10%, and Dex up 55%, but it's a bit weird right now. Centrality up 24%, Mithril up 22%. So yeah, we are seeing some sort of like, you know, small gains, but you know, at the end of the day, the market is just moving sideways. Our market cap has not been moving at all, so nothing really too major has been happening recently. So today we're going to be going over some more XRP news. I have some really interesting stuff, so stay tuned till the end of the video, guys. It's really interesting stuff that's been coming up with XRP. Right now, XRP is sitting at around 37 cents, down around only 0.64% on the day, so not really much movement, with the market cap value sitting right under $15 billion and a 24-hour volume sitting at 330 million. Now, like I said, XRP is doing pretty decent right now, hasn't been doing much. You know, we did see it, you know, drop down a decent amount, obviously, with the market as well. But XRP is seeing some really good news as December has right now started, and obviously the year is coming to an end in around a month or so. You know, the market is going to obviously see some sort of movement like we did last year, and it's going to be probably happening or starting very soon. And XRP is supposed to be one of the biggest or hardest ones to be hit on this next bull market. Now, I'm going to be going over some of the reasons, what's been going on, what people have been talking about XRP and the future of it, and you know, like people like, you know, professional traders, professional graph readers have been taking a look at XRP and what it has on the future of it. So this is basically the trending article of today. A lot of people have been going over it, and that is Ripple XRP's fractal similarities point to explosive breakout in early 2019. Now, if we look at this really interesting picture that they have here, last year before the breakout from around 20 cents all the way up to $3, as you can see, we did see some sort of so as you see here, a fractal similarity. It's a fractal type of thing where it's basically like showing how if there's, you know, some sort of dip, some sort of you know, like breakout or whatever, like a small breakout in the price goes back down a bit, and then sort of ends up into this triangle right here, ends up breaking out the price, and XRP is doing the exact same thing. Now, as you can see, after basically what happens is there's a bull market right here, and then it basically corrects itself, goes up a bit, and then starts going down from there, and that's exactly what happened last year too. We saw a bull market went down a bit up and then started going down, and then it basically copied the exact same thing that happened last year. And if we continue to see this and it does not break under whatever this price stays at on this incline, we will see a next bull market for XRP very soon. Now, if we look at here at the what's it called, at the price that they see here, it is right after 2019 starts by a couple of months. If I look at here, it's around March or something, or May. I'm not 100% sure, but like I said, you know, plus or minus a couple of months, it's not really the biggest deal in the world. But what we're looking at here is pretty similar to what happened last year, also with volume and stuff like that. We are seeing some sort of increase with the volume, exactly what happened last year. Now, Ripple XRP is following the exact same fractal it formed back in 2017. Now, similarities were visible since the beginning of September, but now the big picture is clear without any doubt. Now, Ripple XRP has already completed the oval and circle phase of the fractal and is about to enter the triangular phase that is expected to break out in early 2019 to possibly reach even a higher high than before. Now, considering that 2018 has been very heavy bear market and sentiment will take some time to recover, and it would be very impressive for Ripple XRP to reach a new all-time high this soon. And that being said, we have pointed out to a mini altcoin season in some of our previous analysis. So these guys obviously know what they're talking about. They have seen some sort of stuff, and they do know how to read these markets as well. As you can see, Ripple XRP has been basically oversold a couple of times in this bear market, and you know, this bear market is still looking pretty decent in my opinion. Now, with it basically following the exact same thing, we basically, did the exact same fractal, but even on a higher high, and that is why I think they're predicting a new all-time high, even higher of the $3.30 that we saw last year. Now, it's not clear yet whether any of the cryptocurrencies might be able to reach a new all-time high that early in 2019, but as far as Ripple XRP is concerned, the big picture is pretty clear. Now, considering that Ripple XRP has done a good job at respecting investors' wishes and has performed better than the rest of the market for the most part, it can be expected that Ripple XRP may continue to trade in the same manner again. Now, the RSI on the daily chart for XRP USD is currently in oversold territory, like I said, and is now bound for a reversal. Now, this would be an ideal point for entering long-term positions, as the risk/reward is now very low and volume is starting to return back to the market, and trading activity is rising, and Ripple XRP has already seen a lot of interest, which has led to it replacing Ethereum as the second largest coin by market cap, and it's basically held its position there. Now, it is going a bit, the gap between XRP and Ethereum has been sort of going down a bit, but it's basically held its point at number 2, and I don't think it's gonna go back to number 3, especially with the stuff that's been going on between CoinMarketCap and it manipulating its market cap price as well. Now, if Ripple XRP continues to rise at current pace, we can expect it to continue to remain as the second largest coin by market cap. Like I said, it's probably not going back. Ethereum at least is not going back to second. And this has more with investors losing interest in Ethereum than rising interest in Ripple XRP. Now, it also gives Ripple XRP a unique positioning advantage by making a direct Bitcoin competitor. Now, Ripple XRP enthusiasts have no beef with Ethereum or any other coins, and they keep attacking Bitcoin by calling it old, slow, and outdated. Now, a lot of Ripple XRP enthusiasts became XRP investors only because they believe Ripple XRP might eventually take over Bitcoin, and not necessarily in terms of market cap, but in terms of usability and adoption. Obviously, it will bring back a lot bigger return at the end of the day anyway. So given the fact that Ripple XRP currently is a lot faster, cheaper, and efficient than Bitcoin, it does seem quite possible. It might be a bit hard, but it is possible. Now, as you can see, they did show some sort of breakout that might happen very soon if it does break out of this. This is obviously the XRP to BTC chart. So there's no doubt that the purpose of Bitcoin was not to solve issues of transaction cost, speed, or efficiency, and the sole reason behind its inception was to give people the freedom to be in the charge of their own finances instead of having blindly trust government or a bank. Now, however, soon after the inception of Bitcoin, a lot of people came to realize that cryptocurrencies can also be used to solve other problems, and the team behind Ripple XRP used it to solve major banking problems. Sending money back and forth across borders used to be costly, time-consuming, and efficient before Ripple XRP came into existence. Now, Ripple XRP may not be able to do what Bitcoin was originally created to do, but it is making major breakthrough in the banking industry by solving a $1 trillion problem. So it's basically doing what BTC is doing, but just a lot better. That's basically like, the sole purpose of what XRP is doing, and that's why they're basically head-to-head at the moment. Now, like I said, Bitcoin is a lot older, has a lot more investors in it. That's why there's such a big difference in the market cap value, as you guys probably already know. Now, going over some more stuff, the Ripple CEO, banks will hold crypto assets like XRP on behalf of their customers in 2019. As people are super bullish about crypto very recently, banks are really thinking about holding assets such as XRP that are on the bank side in behalf of customers in 2019, because people are going to start using these assets a lot more frequently. Now, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse says he expects to banks to start holding assets on behalf of their customers next year. Now, as a Singapore FinTech 2018, Garlinghouse said regulatory clarity and the opportunity to make money will drive banks and financial institutions to store digital assets like XRP for their customers. Now, the second, we've talked about the roles made very clear. Regulatory clarity and regulatory frameworks allows banks and financial institutions to also lean into these markets. Now, ASEAN is an also economic alliance between Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, and it was also created in 1967 to focus on boosting economic growth and social progress in the region. So obviously, this would bring some sort of boost to XRP in general if a bank does start to hold XRP, and some of their customers around the world start to use XRP as a payment method and ways to move transactions across borders, specifically through the banks, in an easier manner than just wiring it from bank to bank, taking a very long time and very costly as well. Now, finalizing it off, internet payment system Skrill officially adds Ripple XRP to the platform. Now, if you guys have never used Skrill before on an online website or anything like that, it's basically just a different type of PayPal, and Skrill is basically trying to expand itself as it starts to enter into the cryptocurrency world, and now has recently added Ripple XRP to one of their cryptocurrencies that you're allowed to use. Now, internet payment system Skrill recently announced that they have added XRP to the list of supported cryptocurrencies, as reported by the company, and they made a decision of adding XRP based on list of requests from the holders of the second largest cryptocurrency in the world. Now, company made the original announcements on their official Twitter page on November 27, and the company had earlier confirmed that they already offer trading in 4 major cryptocurrencies in the market, which is Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And hence the recent addition of XRP makes it the 5th officially listed cryptocurrency on Skrill. Now, Skrill does have a very, very large amount of people and a very, very large amount of volume, with fiat, of course, being transferred from point A to point B through their platform, and that's obviously a really, really good adoption way for Ripple XRP and the rest of the cryptocurrency market, such as Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and I think it is a definitely big plus for it as well. So guys, let me know what you guys think about what I talked about in this video down in the comments below about the fractal similarities. I think this is probably the most exciting stuff that I went over today. I think it is pretty possible. It looks really equal to last year, and I think it is possible. As you can see, this low basically just got a lot higher, so the only thing it could go up from here is a new all-time high, and that is exactly what they're saying here. So guys, let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. If you guys have any questions or any comments, leave it down below, as I do love to read you guys' comments. Also, if you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for daily videos like this one right here. Also, if you guys did want to get into cryptocurrency, there'll be a link down in the description below. For the first $100 you guys spend, you guys get $50 of Bitcoin, and I get $50 of Bitcoin. Like I said, guys, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Peace out.